King Vamp, you want to mod? You expressed interest.
Yeah, I can mod it. I don't mind.
Okay, are you fine with no BOR in case I disconnect? Because that happens to me in almost every single debate.
I don't
And
mind.
that
BOR.
same luxury, yeah, so that same luxury will be provided to Batman in case he has to leave or something happens, like that's just incomplete server to that point. Because it's not, like,
Oh,
there's
he
no
has to
burden.
leave like mid debate.
Yeah, there's no
I don't.
burden of return.
I don't care.
Oh, no
I'm just
burden of
recording.
rejoinder. Okay.
Yeah, that way it's not some you're not for 5 minutes. L like that's fucking important. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, just you agree to that, Batman?
I'm just trying to debate, bro.
That's fine. I know, but things happen in life. Things pop up. My phone dies. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know, like that can give you that same luxury, but there's just no burden of rejoinder. So the time it takes to get a scan, all that good shit, you're not gonna it's different.
Ah, yeah, cool. What's it called? I don't like. Again, I'm just gonna record and we're gonna debate, and that's it. So, what's you ready?
Yeah, I'll just try to tell you some prerequisites real quick.
Okay,
Like
and I already acknowledged
standard
that.
issue things. All right, cool. That's fine. Sky Key App's gonna mod, so give him parents to do so. War for war. What the fuck? Oh, a clarification on characters, right? So, you fine with like manga in the database only, right? Like,
Wait,
no
what?
anime. No anime, or like manga and database only.
Why no anime? Just curious.
I just think it's a different continuity. For example, like
Uh,
Bringer of Darkness is not applied to um,
so that's
Hashirama, it's given to
that's
Togurama.
that's yeah, that's a direct contradiction though. Like, why is it the same scene that's being shown in the manga and the anime a problem?
Why is that a problem?
Yeah, if it's in manga adaptation, that's all it's showing is showing the exact same scene. Why is that a problem?
Well, it's an adaptation. The word you use yourself is something that be applicants to it, which
They're
to me would be fair
using
because I'm not sure that it happened in the series. You're
yeah,
saying that this is
they're
something
using the
that
original material and that's shown in the manga. It's the same exact scene. The only difference is you can now see it visually, you can now hear it, and that is it. So again, why is that a problem? If there's no direct contradiction, I don't understand why you're asking for that.
my bad. Some fucking retard was calling me in Discord. Oh my gosh. I heard some contradiction, but okay, what I'll tell you is right. Like the anime to me is a different from the new manga. There's contradictions within the anime, which is something you even acknowledge in your response. So at this point, you're just cherry picking. You're just saying, well,
It's extremely rare when there's contradictions, but again, that's the disconnect. That's what I'm asking you. So
I just
if there's
feel
not a contradiction and the anime is showing exactly what's shown in the manga, and even at certain points, even additional detail, why is that a problem? That would still be canon material.
I disagree with it being kind of material. I think at this point you're just cherry picking because you've even acknowledged yourself that there are certain contradictions within the anime. You said that would be a contradiction. So if there is even one, two, three, four, five, a couple of the contradictions, then to me you're just cherry picking and saying that I'm gonna take these examples because I like these,
So
and then not the other ones.
yeah, so I'm not cherry
Yes.
picking. So what I'm getting at, because this is like what you're not understanding, you keep bringing up like if there's a contradiction from the manga and the anime. So what I am asking you, that's fine. Obviously, contradictions would be an issue, and we would not use that, especially because the manga was the first thing that came out. What I am asking you, you're saying no anime at all, which I think is very silly because the anime is showing canon manga events, the same exact scene of the panel in the manga. The only difference is you can now hear it and see it. I don't understand what the problem is. So, for instance,
The
like
color is like fucking.
Minato, like where they're charging everything, you get to see it. It's more, it's like basically from a video to an image of a photograph.
Oh.
That's the only difference.
No, right. So I just think that's like a retarded claim. I entirely disagree. I think the anime
But
extrapolates upon
your
things
subjective view
art fan.
doesn't deem it being retarded. That's just you being incapable and not understanding simple logic. So, again, what's
Not
it
being
called? If it's showing the manga material that you're asking for and only care for, like data books and manga, etc., I don't understand
I'm
why
already
it's a problem. Because
explaining
if it's
how what
showing
you're
the
doing
same
is just
information
cherry
that's in
picking.
the manga, I don't see why that's a problem.
Yeah, because it illegitimizes the fucking source material that you're drawing from in the first place, right? You poison the
Did
well.
you put your
Okay? So if there's parts of the apple basket that are poison, that can affect the other apples. It's possible. So to me, you can't just cherry pick and let's get all the clean apples out the basket and leave the shit ones. Like, nah, bro,
So
that's fallacious.
for one
I'm
that's
not
not
accepting the anime.
poisoning any well, it's showing again the same canon material that's in the manga.
How is it the same material for
This is
several
going
contradictions?
because it's the
Did
exact
you put
same
your
thing
name
that is
into the
occurring.
goblet of
I can
fire,
literally even
Harry?
show you
Dumbledore
examples.
asked calmly.
No, it being exact, it would not be exact by definition of exact. Right? That's not what exact.
Yes, it
Exact entails
is.
like a perfect copy,
So
right?
an
Something
example
that's very close to something.
when Lee speed blitzes
Exact would not be.
Sasuke in the manga and does the
Oh
same
my!
thing in
You
the
do is
anime.
dog,
So
bro,
how
bro,
is
bro.
that not the same thing?
They're not exactly the same. No, and you earlier conceded to that notion by
Okay,
pointing out and agreeing to the contradiction.
so if I
I
show
said that this
you,
thing is the case in the manga,
yeah,
not in the anime, and
so
you said, "Well, that's a contradiction." That was your claim. So
okay,
you
that
say there's a contradiction.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So if I show you the manga panel of Lee speed blitzing Sasuke, and I show the anime showing the exact same thing, you're gonna still say that's not the same thing. Is that like I just want to make sure I heard you clearly on that? Yeah, like that right there. What C just posted, the gift that literally happens in the manga. The same exact shit, like Minato and Obi. That's another example. Like so again, I don't know what you're crying about. So like in order for this debate to finally like initiate and start, like I just want to make sure you have a clear understanding if I need to show the anime because sometimes, I know someone like you, like it could be hard to, understand certain manga panels. So maybe if you need like sound to help with your comprehension skills, or to really see what's visually occurring at that moment, it goes a long way. Like Kakuzu in Naruto, like when he has a rising shuriken, let's say you would have been like, oh, well, it doesn't make any noise. Well, guess what? In the anime, there is a noise. You can hear it. It's loud as fuck. It's like a big ass hurricane in his arm or in his hand. While in the manga, you can't hear shit because again, it's like a photograph. It's just drawn. And you're probably gone and who knows what because you have doo-doo fucking connection. Like you said, that happens in all your debates. We'll see how long it takes for him to come back. What's it called? I'm actually very surprised he didn't cry about like, oh, can we take turns? I'm very, very like very impressed that he was willing to just go with the flow. The guy's gone. Cool beans. All right, we will wait for Mr. Mort. Like, I swear to God, though, every time I'm about to hit a fucking record button, it's always some shit, bro. It's always the next fucking condition or something this man needs for a debate. I don't get it. Like, at this rate, fuck it. I'll just, fucking go manga and data books. But holy fuck, like, the fact that you're, bitching about anime that's showing the exact fucking same scene in the manga is crazy to me. That's what I'm saying. I literally and that's the thing too. Like I agreed to what he said, to what he had a problem with the contradiction. Like because manga is the original canon source material. So if there is a contradiction, or let's say they did something wrong in the anime, then absolutely I should not be able to use that as a force of, as a line of evidence or anything, whatever. I literally agreed with the problem that he had, and then I brought something that should clearly be perfectly fine and acceptable because that's what he wants to utilize, which is the manga and data books, which the anime shows the exact manga scenes, the same shit. Like, I don't understand. If it doesn't contradict, then it should be fine to use. You?
So my phone died earlier. Hello.
All right, yeah, no worries. So I'm just gonna say this really quick because you probably didn't hear anything I said then. So I already literally told you I'm perfectly fine that if it is a contradiction, the manga is the original main first canon source material. So if it's a contradiction between the manga and the anime, So, like, you know, as an example, with Tobirama and Hashran with the false bringer darkness, that's perfectly fine. I would never contest it. I would never try to use that as a source of evidence. The only thing I'm getting at, which this reminds you, goes with what you want to utilize for your arguments, the manga and aka the data books. If the anime is showing the exact same manga panel, I don't understand why that is a problem. That is beneficial for you and helps you because you have sound,
No,
you
I
can
think it's
see it clearly, etc. So if there's no contradiction,
I
it should
disagree. I
be
think it's
utilized.
counterintuitive to the manga scaling. I just have a fundamental disagreement with you. I don't want to like pester you or chastise you about whether or not we should or shouldn't use the anime. I'll just tell you upright, like, not to waste your time. I only know the manga, so I don't care to scale the anime, and I won't agree to the anime because to me it's a different continuity.
Okay,
If you'd like to have a discussion with
still
me about
not,
why I think
you're
it's
still not
different,
tracking. Okay,
as
yeah,
far as
wait, hang on. You're not tracking. Here's the problem. So I'm not asking for filler scenes. I'm not even asking for additional like details that are happening within the manga canon events where we see Kakasu going hand wait, hang on.
Let him finish. Let him finish more.
This will make way more sense if I could just finish really quick. So I'm not asking for to add filler shit. I'm not asking to add contradiction shit. I'm not asking to add where Kakasu throws hands with Kakashi in the anime, but in the manga that doesn't fucking happen. I'm not asking for any of that shit. All I'm saying is if it's the same exact fucking scenes in the anime that shows the exact same thing in the manga panel, there's even some examples that they're posting in main chat as well, and I already brought up my own with the Rock Lee and Sasuke thing. Why is that a problem? Because that is going under the evidence and original source material that you want to use for argumentation and evidence, which is the manga and the data books. If it goes with what you're trying to use and it's the same exact shit, the only difference is you can actually hear it and see it more visually because a manga panel is like a photo while the anime is like a video of that photo basically, which is very important, especially for you, would be advantageous because you're able to have even further context of what is occurring in that manga panel. And again, it is the original manga source material. So I don't understand the confusion or disconnect. You would have to either further elaborate or provide why that would be unfair or just bad or something. I don't know. I don't. Your logic's not making sense to me.
You know what, this is getting started. So long as you agree that it contradicts the manga panel, the scenery at hand, then we wouldn't consider it. I'll just allow this stupid cherry picking bullshit, whatever. I don't know what's gonna come from the anime.
Why don't you guys just
I
agree
think
that
so long as that you have to prove that it's in the manga, then I'm okay with it. Does that make sense?
why don't you guys
that way I know the episode isn't filler or whatever.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go circular. What's it called? So if I show a manga panel, what's it called? Or you show a manga panel, and the anime is showing the exact same thing, then there's that. All I'm getting at, there shouldn't be a fucking issue. It's, again, I'm not using filler. I'm not using contradictions. I'm not even asking for extra.
Why don't you guys just agree that if the scene is agreed upon that it's not that it happened like that in the manga, then you guys just don't count that.
Exactly.
Right,
the anime is literally the manga as well. Again, the only difference is you can actually hear it and just see it better. That's it.
Okay, you can have it. You can have it. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
We both agree, right, that you have to prove it's canon to the manga. Is that fine? You show you have to prove it's canon to the manga. Is that okay?
All I will agree to, if for any reason the anime scene has to be brought upon, which is the same exact thing that's occurring in the manga, if for any reason I had to do that, I will do that if it is absolutely necessary. As an example, let's say it's Naruto fucking about to speed blitz Kakazu with the Raisen Shuriken, and for some reason you said, oh, we don't know if it makes sound or not. Guess what? In the anime, it does have sound, whatever. That's why I would even want to go over. Or better yet, let's say it's Minato and the Raikage, where Raikage is trying to speed blitz him, and the anime shows him moving and everything exactly what he does in the manga. So let's say for some reason you're confusing the manga panel, and I want to use the anime now because it's showing the exact same thing so you can see it more clearer and better. This way it helps your comprehension. That's all I'm good at. So that will be the only time I will show the anime. So if that's what's okay and what is agreed upon, then yes, I will agree to that.
That's okay.
All right, cool beans. So I'm gonna hit the record button, and just to make sure that nothing changed, this is Minato versus Orochimaru, correct?
That's the thing. We're gonna use part 1 and part 2 knowledge. Are you okay with that? But it's gonna be one specific version of each character. We're just allowed to use all the source material that's canon. I mean, I'm not gonna limit like you're only allowed to use the anime from fucking part 1 or some dumb shit like that. Like,
Yeah, I don't care if it's part 1 or part 2. I'm assuming when you say Minato versus Orochimaru, that it's Minato, like as fourth Hokage, and it's Orochimaru to where he has, everything from part 1 to part 2. What's it called? Like, right?
Orochimaru, the Orochimaru that fought here is in.
Yeah. All right.
The
Yeah, we're on the same.
Konoha
We're on the same page then. Yeah. No, cool beans.
I just want to clarify that I'm allowed to use part 2 like knowledge.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on. Make a fucking ping. Well, no.
All right. Everything should be good to go. All right, and everything is working, so we're good. All right, so this will be Minato versus Orochimaru. We're including part 1 and part 2, by the way. It's fourth Hokage Minato, and it's the Orochimaru that fought Hiruzen, basically. So it would obviously be like, like the prime Orochimaru, no nerfs or any weird shit. And that's what's going on. So I will go first, unless for some weird reason you want to go first, like tremendously bad. I don't know. It's up to you. We didn't really talk that, so you want me to go first, or are you gonna go first? Did you leave again?
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I was making a ping. That works for me. You can go first. Thank you.
Cool. Let me get this through real quick. Take me one moment and get 2 scans.
Okay, before you guys start scaling and stuff, I'm just gonna let you know that I am going to be muted, but if you guys are cutting each other off or not letting each other finish, I'm just gonna mute. I'm not gonna say nothing or warn you. I'm just gonna mute y'all. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine. If take
Alright.
turns needs to happen, I don't care. It's been fun the whole time, so.
Yeah, y'all being good so far.
Alright, almost done. About to post it right now.
Hello there, Sigma.
And if nothing's going on, you guys can talk, by the way. That's fun, too.
Are you guys Ohio Skibooties? Sigma, I'm Tokyo. Who's the wrestler with the most brain rot? What are you guys' favorite Skibidi Gatlets, perchance? Would you rather June in Ohio?
So mute him.
Are you like on a crackhead episode?
Just
On
mute him.
the Gat. Who's the
He's fine.
wrestler with
No,
the
we're not
most brain
debating him
rot?
or anything, so.
Can I like Phantom Text or Grimace Shake in Ohio like a skibooty? Pretty please? Come on, Sigma Pill. What do you guys think about Ohio? Skibbity Gatlet. Skibbity Gatlet. Skibbity Gatlet. Skibbity.
Yo, bro. We not trying to hear the brain rot. I'm gonna mute you if you keep it up, bro. Swear to God. Alright. Just chill, just chill in Ohio with your brain rot. You know, you cooling. Just I don't know about that. You sound like you're 13, bro. I don't know about you. I don't know about your guy. But look, just chill. Just chill.
Anyone joining, we're waiting on Batman because he's sending scans. Just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting sorry it's taking me a bit. I'm getting the final one. It's in the war. What's it called? I thought I had it, but I didn't, I guess.
Yo, Bats.
Yeah, it was good, Kemp.
Massive shotgun.
It's all good. You okay with me untiming out Jason so he can listen to the debate?
No, I don't want Jason's crackhead in here. Fucking, he's always saying some bullshit and annoying as fuck.
I mean, I could time out and just have him muted.
He could join, bro. But if he starts running his mouth again, like I'm just gonna mute him.
I mean, I could just mute him for you now. He just wants to listen, and I can time him out when it's done if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. And the debate just started, by the way. Like we're not like crazy into it or anything. I'm getting the scan right now.
No, I figured I'd ask you before I did anything.
I'm on point. Alright, I'm about to post it right now.
Oh, what's up? What's up, y'all? Oh, so look at that stuff. Some of my notes on PC, but I have no fucking scans on PC. So I know of the scans I speak of, but now it's gonna be like chapter numbers, screen sharing, or someone in the VC could just help out with scans. Hopefully. I mean, now that we're considering using now that we're using the anime, like fuck it. At this point, I'll just screen share the anime, I suppose, if it's necessary. Throw it out there.
Alright, we can take like one scan at a time. But the main premise, basically, of what I'm arguing for, and just all these scans are just basically in correlation to substantiate that premise, so like basically supplying a consistency. What's it called? Basically like the one in the war arc, you should probably be aware of this statement, but where the Raikage is talking to KCM Naruto and he tells him that there's no shinobi that's faster than me ever since the fourth Hokage died. So like there's that statement basically where you should basically saying that Minato was like the fastest and the only ninja that could contest with him. And that's what he was getting at. And then when we have moments throughout the narrative, whether if it's part 1 and part 2, basically it's established that Minato is like basically a dude that was built different, even in comparison to the Sonning. What's it called? Because you have the Sonning, which are basically known like for being like around mid Kage. I know you might not agree with this, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. And then you have like people like Itachi, Nagato, Minato, things like that, where they're kind of like in the upper tiers and like high Kage level. So here is instated in part 1, and they're talking about Orochimaru when he's about to do his invasion. And he says, besides, none of the shinobi in Konoha right now are any threat to him, and I suspect that not even I could face him. And Anko says, if only the fourth Hokage was still here. And then he like says, "Don't say such things," whatever, blah, and tries to say, "Oh, we'll figure it out," or whatever, blah blah. So just for like those two scans, 'cause I'm not gonna go into the other two. I'll just say it after once you respond. Like, do you have any issues with this so far, or what do you think? What's your thought process?
Yeah, where are the scans?
They're in Arkham City debate scans.
Okay, my bad. It's a fucking. Weird ass name. The which there's 4, so which 2?
There's Arkham Asylum, which is the main chat.
Oh, come on, everybody
Well,
past comparison. I know which of the 4 scans.
they're all together. They're in the debate scans chat.
You want me to all no, which of the 4
No,
which of the 4 do you want me to look at?
So
'Cause
the
you
two
said
that I
2.
mentioned, it's the fourth one is with the Raikage with Casey Naruto, and then the first one is with Hiruzen during part 1 when they're talking about Orochimaru, and in correlation to Minato.
Do you want me to look at those 2 then?
Yeah. Just said those two for now. This way, doesn't feel like I'm giving so much information. It's all. This is all just in correlation to one premise, which is basically Minato consistently, narratively being stated to be above someone like Orochimaru, or at least everybody that talks about Minato deems him to be the strongest, or a guy that's built different.
What do you mean to imply when you show the first scan where Anko's saying if only the 4th Hokage were still alive?
Yeah, so what I was arguing, which this was in correlation with the Raikage statement. So the Raikage said that there is no shinobi faster than me ever since the 4th Hokage died. And then the Anko statement, which she was saying if only the 4th Hokage was here, because Hiruzen says there, besides none of the shinobi in Konoha right now are any threat to him. I suspect that not even I could face him. And then they say, and then she brings up Minato, which basically what she was getting at, if the 4th Hokage was here, what's it called? He would be able to take care of Orochimaru as a threat. And then again, in correspondence with the Raikage statement, is just basically showing a consistency within the narrative that Minato was above even the people like the Sonic and Old Man Hiruzen.
Okay, so that is a shotgun. So we're gonna dismiss the second scan then for now. You can definitely bring it up right after, but just you can't immediately, hit me with both of them. So we're gonna look at the first point with the first scan, right? So all we're gathering from this is Anko saying if only the 4th Hokage were still alive, and you're trying to argue that this means that it is the case that Minato would have been able to defeat Orochimaru, because Pearson's even questioning if he's able of beating himself. So for this, one of the things we have to recognize is that this is a knowledge claim from a character. It's not just an outright author statement. So with this in mind comes a possibility that this is wrong. So there just exists a world in which this statement is untrue.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a logical contradiction towards there being a possibility, or it's just not the case?
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. You're trying to apply skepticism where she could just be wrong about that for the implication of the scan. But unfortunately, you would have to substantiate that claim. And unless you have any consistency or any contradictions within that, and sure, that could be put into question. But again, with the Raikage statement, that is in correlation of Minato being the fastest ninja. But once he died, then now Raikage is the fastest, is basically what he's saying. And with Anko saying that if only the 4th is alive to deal with the Orochimaru, it's all in correlation to one premise. So with the narrative statements,
it can be correlation to from being a shotgun. You can still shotgun somebody no matter how correlative your fucking shotgunning is. All of your shotgun can align to one another like dominoes, but there's a multitude of dominoes.
Yeah, we're taking the scans one at a time.
I already told you,
and we're also talking about the statements verbatim and what the characters are saying. And so from these two scans of what they are saying verbatim, basically I'm applying a substantiation and consistency with already 2 scans that are basically with the only claim that I'm making that Minato is stronger than the Sonic. And the other 2 scans that we haven't got into yet, they they also correlate to that notion as well. I'm just substantiating my
Okay,
claim.
well, I've already pointed out to you how that's still a shotgun. Right? Like, do you have an issue with the notion that it being correlative doesn't absolve it from being a shotgun? You have a problem with that?
So
Because if that's the case, then you'd still be shotgunning right now.
okay, so regardless if you think I'm shotgunning or
Might-
not, I'm not gonna go circular with you. So I'm just gonna make the claim one more time. With the first two scans that I already provided, with what the characters are saying verbatim,
That's going circular.
yeah, with what the characters said verbatim, basically Minato was the fastest ninja in Shinobi out of anyone that was around, but once he died, then now the Raikage was. That was the first scan. The second scan was with Anko, where they're
Well,
talking
I
about
mean,
Orochimaru as a threat to the
okay.
village. I'm not done. So they were talking about Orochimaru as a threat to the village, and Hiruzen says that nobody is a threat to him in the village. And Anko then responds to his statement, if only the fourth Hokage was still alive, because she even thinks that Minato will be able to deal with him. And then he responds to her statement as well, basically trying to cheer up and so on and so forth. And with the other two scans that we have not got into, because again, my whole premise has been that Minato, from every character, whether if it's the Sannin, Hiruzen, Anko, and even the Raikage, so multiple characters, put him at a very high status of power to be beyond the Sannin. That is all the premise is. And I'm just providing substantiation for that. So if you don't have anything else and you're just going to keep bringing up a shotgun, then we can move into the other two scans and keep going. Because just saying something's a shotgun is not a refutation to what I'm arguing for.
That in itself is a claim, and that's another shotgun because you're saying that this thing isn't the case. So X not being the case is a claim. So you're just further shotgunning me. I've already explained to you that it being correlative doesn't absolve it from being a shotgun. I haven't actually agreed to it being correlative. That's still going to be in question. But what I will tell you is that the second scan is another knowledge claim. So one knowledge claim and another knowledge claim doesn't really build any sort of consistency if I'm putting it in fucking question in the first place because I haven't agreed towards it being consistent. And only that, but I've already, dismissed it like 4 minutes ago by telling you that it's a shotgun. So we don't have to go over it at the moment. So all that you have to deal with and all that we have to work with is the first scan where it says if only the fourth Hokage were still here. I proposed to you a possible world where it just isn't true. All you had to say was that I would have to provide substantiation for my skepticism and I would have to provide a lack of contradictions. Well, that's a claim. So can you go ahead and substantiate that claim and prove to me with evidence that it is the case that I have to do that? Because if not, then we could just drop that.
All right. So I'm just going to recap something for the recording because I didn't realize I was muted on my end. So basically what I've been arguing